Okay, so we're going to do the screen sharing thing again where I'm in the corner and I'm talking about what's here. So, the second type of connective tissue, the second type of kind of major heading of connective tissue is going to be dense connective tissue. You've got dense regular and you've got dense irregular. And if you look at the slides, if you actually observe the slides, you can see that with the dense regular, it has a very, very regular pattern. It almost looks like somebody took sand, smoothed it out, and then took a comb and went over that sand. Dense regular connective tissue is really good at withstanding pulling forces in the orientation of their fibers. So since this is sideways, since that example is sideways, pulling this way is great for it. It can withstand pulling forces wonderfully that way. It's got a lot of collagen in it. So that tensile strength that I was talking about previously, it's got that in spades. So again, what kind of tissue is it? Well, it's connective tissue because it's one of the four that we talked about. Identify the slide. If you see something that looks that pretty and organized, it's going to be dense regular connective tissue. Where would you find it? Well, honestly, dense regular connective tissue is found in places that you need stuff to kind of hold where they are. So the ligaments that hold your bones to their neighbors, the tendons that hold muscles to the bones. But this is the catch. This is the thing with them. Honestly, push comes to shove, you pull them the wrong way and it doesn't work so well anymore. Everybody probably knows what a homecoming mum is, right? And those ribbons that are on the homecoming mum. If you yank down on those, they would hold a ton of weight. You could probably like swing off of a building on them if you're holding them that way. But think about it this way. If you've got that homecoming mum, pulling up and down on it works great. What happens if you start pulling this way though? Kind of starts to unravel, right? The same holds true for dense regular connective tissue. I may be able to pull your arm like this, but if I do this really, really hard, those ligaments and those tendons would probably kind of shred a little bit and not do such a good job. Now, looking on the other side of this, at the dense irregular connective tissue, if you look at that, it does not look organized at all. It looks like somebody spilled a plate of spaghetti on the floor, right? There is a reason for that. So, how many of you have kids? How many of you have a kid? Mom, dad, come look at me. Come see what I did. Come. And they're pulling all over the place, right? In every direction that they can possibly get your arm to pull on you so that you'll go and look at whatever it is that they've done. The fibers in dense irregular connective tissue are oriented in every direction that you can think of to basically anchor things down. So again, as far as the place I think of when I think of dense irregular connective tissue, I think of the skin. I can take your cheeks and go, "Ay, qué linda, mama, you're just precious," right? And your cheeks aren't going to fall off. Your kid can yank on your arm every which way to Sunday, and your skin isn't going to tear and fall off, right? And that's because all of those fibers are differently oriented. So if you pull up, if you pull sideways, if you pull this way, if you pull back, if you pull forward, there's always some collagenous fibers, there we go, that'll actually anchor it down and not let it slip and slide and tear. So even though it looks completely wild as far as the fiber orientation, there's a reason behind it. So again, with the dense irregular connective tissue, the one over, let's see, here, above me here, what kind of tissue is it? You have four options: epithelial, muscular, nervous, or connective. It's connective. Identify the slide. Dense irregular connective tissue. Where would you find it? For me personally, under the skin. Now let's look at parts and pieces, okay? So, see the dark spots here? These dark spots in the dense regular connective tissue, those are the nuclei of the cells. The pink ribbons that you see are actually the collagen fibers. They're the shoelaces that I talked about earlier. With the dense irregular, the pink shoelaces, the pink ribbons are still collagen fibers. It's just that they're not in that pretty pattern that you see in the dense regular connective tissue. And the nuclei are all of these dark spots that you see. Okay, again, connective tissue has a lot of different cell types. So do I know exactly what type of cell it is? No, but I can guarantee you that that stain stains the nucleus of a cell. All right, so I'll get out of your face and start to explain cartilage to you.